Cheryl, I think I got you already. So, okay. All right, we'll go ahead and start. Io, congrats, good win tonight. We'll
Thank you.
start with questions from those in attendance. Jeremy Werner, go ahead and lead off, and then Brandon, and then Gavin Good on in the hole. So go ahead, Jeremy.
Obviously a very different kind of atmosphere tonight. I saw you guys acknowledging the crowd. What was the impact of having a crowd? What was that like for you?
I mean, it was great. It was great to finally see, fans be able to come and support us, come and watch us play. I was excited. It always gives you extra juice. Just give you extra adrenaline, and it just pushes you to play harder. So, seeing the fans there, it definitely, felt good. It felt like a playoff game, really.
Yeah, first postseason game for you guys in 2 years. Just what do you think you showed tonight with a 20-plus point win?
I mean, I just think we showed that what type of time we're on. We really don't have room for error. We're 2 games away from accomplishing our goals that we set months ago. All in, try to win a Big Ten championship. So I feel like at this point in the season, we're so focused, we're so laser focused. We're nowhere done yet. I'm going to get some rest, and I think we just showed that. We just want to win a Big Ten championship very bad.
Thanks, Al.
Okay, Brandon Simberg, you're up. Gavin Good on deck.
You guys grabbed like 15 to 17 offensive rebounds. What was working for you? What was working for you guys so well inside?
I mean, our Coach Underwood, the whole coaching staff, they got on us his last couple of days of practice of drilling to us to offensive rebound. Rutgers, that's one of their weak spots. They were ranked 13th in the conference in defensive rebounding. So we knew that we can get offensive rebounds and create second chance opportunities. So Coach said, go do it. It'll help us win, and everyone bought into that. Fought, try to accomplish that goal.
You guys got to the line 31 times tonight. How important is repeating that?
I mean, it just shows that we were aggressive. That's definitely always good. When you're playing a team that, applies a lot of pressure on the ball, pressing, denying wings, one of the key things to that is just attacking it. I think we did a great job of that. We drove it downhill. We created scoring opportunities. And with us being so aggressive, it caused us to get fouled. And we did a pretty job at the free throw line. So that's always, good when you're playing against a team that applies so much pressure like that on the ball.
You guys also seemed really locked in early. I think you turned Rutgers over 5 times in the first 3 minutes. Getting those starts like that, what does that do to other teams?
Oh, I mean, definitely, it's always good in the postseason to get a good start, especially when you play in the first game of the playoff. I remember when I was on previous teams like the USA team and state championship teams. It's always good that first game to set the tone, because when you set the tone the first game, it gives you much more confidence, and it puts you in a good rhythm. And I think we did a great job of that to start the game off. We just carry over what we did in practice, what we showed in practice, and it allowed us to get some easy turnovers and get some easy baskets.
All right, Derek Piper, you're up. Scott Ritchie on deck. Marley, you're in the hole. Go ahead, Derek.
Get started. I know this is the building where you can really chase some hardware, not only this weekend, but later on in the NCAA tournament as well. What was that feeling like stepping in here and just knowing the stakes on this kind of a court?
I feel good. It felt good to be out here playing. I try not to make the moment too big. I put so much work into, in the off season, throughout the season. During the season, I put so much work, and our team put so much work into it. So I just have to make it like a regular game, regular court. The rim's good, the court is nice. So I just try to, really just go out there and focus on my craft and focus on, the little details that help me become successful.
You guys really had a lot of balance in that first half. I think Trent and Devontae both had 8. Jake was up there as well. How much does that help you guys just continue to play at a high level when you're getting that from so many different guys?
I mean, that's great. That's tremendous. Like I stated after the Ohio State game, you look at any championship team, like you're going to have you have to have other players produce. We have so much depth, and I think that's something that we have an advantage of over a lot of teams because, towards the end of the tournament, in games, we playing 3 games in 3 days, and we can play so many players who can produce for us. Bello, he didn't play a lot today due to foul trouble. Coleman Hawkins didn't play tonight, but next game might be their game. They're fresh, they're ready to go, and I think having that balanced attack, it really helps us, and it helps us relish other teams from trying to scout on just one or two players on our team.
Thanks, Al.
Okay, Scott Ritchie, you're up. Marley, you're on deck.
You talked about before how some games you like to kind of feel your way through it early, get your teammates involved. Tonight, you were aggressive early. Is there something you sense in a game where you feel like you can do that and just maybe get going yourself early?
Oh, I mean, yeah. When I come out to the game, every game I come out looking to score, but maybe if it's not my time to score, then I look for my teammates. And today, I definitely did feel a little bit of a sense of urgency because I knew that this being the first game, and also when it's a win and go home game, it's always a different atmosphere mentally. So I just want to come out and give it all I have. You never know. Tomorrow isn't promised. So I just want to come out and just try to play as hard as I can, just taking it one game at a time.
Adam Miller just did a little bit of everything tonight, flying around defensively, taking charge. What did you think about his first Big Ten tournament game?
Oh, he was great. He was tremendous. I applaud him so much. Like I told him, like, yo, like that was like during the game. I'm like, yo, like that was great. Like what you just did out there, it was tremendous. And when you play hard and you play with so much fun and play with so much joy and passion, the ball finds you. Easy dunks, easy layups, easy threes, and I want to stay championship with him. So we won together. We played tough games together, and I know he's a tremendous piece to help us accomplish our goals. So just seeing him out there having fun, hitting threes, talking to the crowd, it was exciting.
Okay, Marley, you're up. Shannon on deck, and Robert Rosenthal in the hole. Go ahead, Marley.
You mentioned Adam Miller looking like, he had a lot of fun out there. And I kept thinking about, the freshmen. They haven't really ever experienced a true college basketball atmosphere. I mean, does that make it more impressive on that end that, Adam Miller was able to rise to the occasion in this kind of environment today?
Yeah, I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, they never really played against 15,000 at State Farm Center. Like, they never been to, Purdue Arena where it's packed out, Ohio State where it's packed out. So just seeing them, seeing him respond the way he did, it was great, Like I said, I told him, like, that is great. That's great basketball. Keep doing it. I promise you we'll be holding the trophy up Sunday. So that was definitely a great sight to see.
Did you give them any advice on how to prepare for this kind of environment? I know you're a mentor and a leader on this team. I mean, did you give them anything pregame?
Yeah, I mean, I just told them, fall back on your craft, pace. That's the one word I always tell Ace is play, pace. Play with pace, and you'll be successful because he has the game. He has all the tools. He works in his game. He's a hard worker, just playing out there with pace, and also not letting the game get bigger than what it is. Being a number 3 team in the country, playing against Rutgers who beat us. The first time fans can come. Some players can tend to, get too anxious, and let the game get them out of their get them out of their sort and out of their mental focus. So I just told him and the team that we built for this. We've been playing, the whole season. We've been through so much. We've been working. We've been 6 a.m., 5 a.m. workouts. We've been doing so much to prepare for this moment. So, like, I think it would be selfish to yourself and for the team if you get into the moment and you're, like, too anxious or, too jittery. So, they came out, they played with pace, and, they did what they need to do.
Thank you.
Okay, Shannon Ryan, you're up. Robert Rosenthal on deck. Go ahead, Shannon.
Yeah, you guys seem to play with a real edge and a certain determination. And I'm just wondering if you could describe kind of the vibe you were getting from the team today. Just, are you guys reaching, dialing up even to another level? What were some of the conversations today, or that vibe you were getting?
We just had that. We have a vibe where we're connected. We've been having that vibe for like the last like last month really where it got to its peak. So today it just gave a little extra love. Like we had a little extra love for each other. Like we're a tight knit group, and COVID, due to COVID and COVID protocols, it forced us to get to know each other more. So we know we all we have. We know a lot of people wrote us off. A lot of things didn't go our way that we think we deserved. So we try to come out here and play as hard as we can, play connect and have fun. And I think we're doing a great job of that. And I think people are taking notice on it.
Yeah, and it seemed like at times you guys were just almost like taking a second to soak it in. You turned to the crowd and kind of encouraged them and egged them on a bit. Were you trying to just soak in a few moments here and there to appreciate having fans and being in this moment?
Definitely. I try to have fun. That's one thing I do, try to appreciate the game. I just pray every day to be able to play the game, and I pray every day to, be able to, come out here and showcase my skills. So when I see people coming to watch me play, I try to, and appreciate them. People taking up their hard working time. It could be working, they could be, doing homework, or they could be doing anything else. So for them to come and watch me play and come watch the team play, I just try to come out here and appreciate it, and give them a good show by playing as hard as I can to help our team win.
Okay, Robert Rosenthal, you're up. Jeremy on deck, and then Joey in the hole. Go ahead, Robert.
Yeah, I just got one question. We've got Iowa and Wisconsin warming up in front of me. Do you have a preference who you play tomorrow?
No, I don't have a preference. At this time of the season, there's no time to be, preferring who you want to play. Whoever we play, we're going to, do a good scout, focus in on them and try to, go out there and get the job done.
Thank you.
All right, and we'll go straight to Joey Wagner. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, Io, defensively, you guys looked really, really locked in, forced quite a bit of turnovers, especially early to set the stage. What goes into that? Can you describe kind of how you guys are in a zone defensively?
Yeah, practice. We've been really focused in, locked in defensively in practice, and it's carrying over to the game. We do a lot of film, and we really push each other in practice. So, we push each other so much in practice. In the game, it tends to become easier, guarding opposing guards or opposing bigs, because we go at each other so hard in practice.
It was just 3 months ago that you guys gave up 91 points to this Rutgers team. You've talked a lot about how much different you guys are than earlier in the season, but what's different defensively? What do you attribute things going so right to?
We're a totally different team, totally different mindset, total different part of the season. Everything is just different. That game, I believe, was our second Big Ten game. We really had no feel for the Big Ten. We really was out there just playing. Now we're totally different. We figured out our weaknesses, and we try to make it our strength. I think we did a good job of that. And we're just a totally different team from that time we played in the first time.
Thanks, Io.
Okay, we'll finish up. Last question from Anthony Pascal.
Hey, Io. So the game obviously started on the offensive end, Jacob Grandison with the 3-point play, and then on the defensive end, you guys slapped the floor. How important was it for you guys to lock in on both sides right from the tip?
I think that's very critical for us, to show, that we're here. We're here to compete. We're here for 40 minutes. You're going to get the hardest working team you played, and the most competitive, the most driven team you played all season. And we just want to go out there and show that. That's pretty much it. Just go out there and play hard on the offensive end, defensive end.
Thanks, Io.
No problem.
All right, we'll have one last question for Joe. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, Io, sorry, you talked about like all the film you guys watched to really lock in defensively. Can you give me, do you guys watch this as a team, like individually outside of, I know you guys all kind of live in the same building, like you kind of take me inside of a film session on the defensive side?
Yeah, I can give you our secrets to, why we're so good defensively, but just know we spend a lot of time, on the defensive end, and it's working. We spend a lot of time on it. I can say that, but I can't give you our secrets.
Thank you, Io.
No problem.
All right. Thank you, Io.
All right.
All right. I think we're going to have Coach Underwood next. So those on site, go ahead and can line up for that.
Do you know if I was the only player?
I think he may end up being that. I think we were trying to get Kobe, but then he jumped in the shower before Derek could grab him. So. All right, we'll let Coach unmute, and then we'll go ahead and start with the statement, and then we'll go to questions. So there we go. Oops, sorry, Coach, you need to do that again. Coach, you need to unmute it. There you go. Sorry.
Is that good?
Yep, now you're good. Thank you. We'll go ahead and start with the statement.
Yeah, obviously got off to a great start today. I thought our defensive intensity to open the game was outstanding. There's always a little bit of a concern when it's your first time playing and you're in a dome and it's a different, just a different feel maybe than some of the venues we play in. And they had a game under their belt. They played great last night. We beat a very, very good Rutgers team. Steve Peichel, I'm a huge fan. I have tremendous respect for the job he does and how tough his team is. But I thought we did a very good job. We had two big concerns coming in, and that was rebounding the basketball. They out-rebounded us in the first game at their place. And then we had to keep them out of transition. And, I thought for the most part, we did that tonight. And then offensively, Io got us off to a great start. Trent, but it was our defense and our rebounding that were the keys. I can't say enough how nice it was to see all of the orange in the stands. Wow, do we miss them? And that was pretty impressive from our fan base, as always. I shouldn't be surprised, but it's nice to advance, and we've got a very quick turn as we play at 3:30 tomorrow, and regardless, we're going to get a great basketball team.
Okay, we'll start off with Jeremy Werner, Robert Rosenthal on deck, and Brad Sturdy in the hole. Go ahead, Jeremy.
Hey, Brad, kind of speaking on those fans, there are fans that I talked to that traveled, across states to come and see this team. How did you guys feel that? How did it impact you guys?
Well, it's really cool when you look up and I the sixth deck, I couldn't hardly see. I'm my age, I'm losing my vision. But I mean, there's people up there, and that's so cool to see. And it was nice to be able to go play in front of them. It's been a special year in terms of this group of guys and the character of this guys and how fun they are. And it was nice to be able to go play like that in front of them today.
Did this feel like to you a step towards normality or a step towards that eventually?
Yeah, it was a little better. There's no doubt. I can imagine what this place would be like if it was packed. But it was a really cool feeling. It had a different vibe. There's no doubt about that, Jeremy. And it's nice to get some fans back in the building. It was really enjoyable.
Thanks, Brad.
Hey, Robert, you're up. Brad Sturdy on deck.
Coach, I saw both Io and Kofi kind of play to the fans at one point in the first half. What do you think it was like for the players to have these moments that someone's reacting to what they're doing?
Yeah, I mean, those are the momentum swings that can happen when you got fans in the stand, and both those guys have a tremendous amount of charisma and personality, and they played to that.
I also wanted to ask about the rebounding. 44-19 is a little better than it was in December. You think that was your best rebounding performance of the year?
Well, it was such a focus. Miles Johnson had 6 offensive rebounds in the first game. Mulcahy, I think, had 5. They had 15 total offensive rebounds. And our guys were dialed in. One of the things that'll go unnoticed was Adam Miller's job today on Mulcahy. really challenged him with blocking him out and hitting him every single time. And not in the first game, he kept 7 balls alive that led to 4 baskets. And that's a little thing that Adam did today that was really, really important for our success.
Okay, Brad Sturdy, you're up. Scott Ritchie on deck.
You may have already answered this a little bit, but what was the biggest difference defensively from the first time when you played them?
Kept him out of transition 1. It had a different, a different feel. I think we put him on the line 35 or 36 times in the first game as well. Harper's a terrific player, young. They become a big isolation team at times. And I thought first half we were terrific in just sitting down guarding the basketball. But you can't give teams like that easy opportunities off their turnovers. They're first in the Big Ten and steals. And we had one little segment in the first half where we pitched around a little bit, but for the most part, it was pretty good tonight.
You've got a quick turnaround and you play again tomorrow afternoon. What's the next 12, 15 hours look like for you?
Sleep, rest, film, eat, hydrate, recovery, and then push repeat and do it again. So ice tubs, recovery boots, and hydrate like crazy. We won't have a great idea here for a couple hours yet on who our opponent will be. We will watch personnel tonight, and then it's an early morning because we have to test. And so we'll get it handled.
Okay, Scott Ritchie, you're up, and then Marley on deck. Go ahead, Scott.
Well, Brad, just with fans in the stands, how much of maybe this team, and you haven't had an opportunity until tonight, but just have guys that can feed off that, and maybe you talk about the charisma, like to put it out there. How much does that maybe propel this team even more?
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be a factor. I think as you move forward, I think that anytime you get some exterior motivation, it can be a factor. But it doesn't matter who we play tomorrow, Wisconsin or Iowa, they're going to have fans here too. And but it's a positive. It's not like it's a home game. It felt like it today, but there's no doubt you can create some great momentum from our fans.
So this was a game where Io asserted himself early. You talked about, you just felt maybe there's a sense of urgency, knowing it's one and done from here on out. What did you see from him early to maybe set the tone?
I think he took the opportunities when he was there. We wanted to be aggressive, driving the basketball. They're in a very aggressive defensive team, and we just fought their aggression with aggression, and that was driving the ball to the basket. And Jacob got us off to a great start doing it. Trent got a couple of easy baskets, as did Io, and it was just him letting the game come to him and reading it, and he's awfully good at that.
Okay, Marley, you're up. Brandon Simberg on deck. Go ahead, Marley.
Coach, I kept thinking about your freshmen in the way that this was kind of their first real college basketball experience with having a crowd in the stands. I mean, were you all the more impressed with Adam Miller and what he was able to do, given, kind of these first game jitters that maybe he had?
Nothing surprises me with this group because they're all really good players who've had different scenarios and been in different environments their entire life. But there's always that question mark: how are they going to react? Unfortunately, Bello got a couple of quick fouls, but Ace was he good, and he was good at both ends, and he checked every box tonight. He was fantastic.
And was it a proud dad / coach moment seeing Tyler hit the 3 there?
Oh, of course. We see that every day in practice because he just pisses the hell out of all of our starters when he makes those shots. And Tyler's a good player, and it's good to see him be able to knock one down. And he runs our scout team every day and does a great job. And his impact is just as monumental as Io's is in just a lot of different ways.
Thank you.
Okay, Brandon Simberg, Derek Piper on deck. Brandon.
Brad, tomorrow marks the first time that Illinois is playing in the semifinals of the Big Ten tournament since 2010. What does it mean to you to kind of break that 10-year streak?
Means we're headed in the right direction. I think it's fantastic. It's like I keep saying, it's where Illinois should be. It's a step. It's not the ultimate step, but again, I think we're a program that should be towards the top of this league year in and year out, and it's a great league. But I'm excited to put that and check that box and get rid of that one too on the negative side.
Okay, Derek Piper, you're up. Gavin Good on deck.
Hey, Coach, how much did this building provide motivation just knowing win a Big Ten tournament title here? It's the site for the Final Four. Was there any extra juice knowing type of games that will be played here coming up?
No, I don't think there's any doubt, Derek. I think that, when you leave the hotel and you've got a police escort and you get that different feel, and, you look at the building and you go, man, this thing's pretty doggone big. And the games that are going on here and it's a different feel. And our guys know that.
What's changed for you guys to be able to sustain a high level of play from game to game, in your opinion?
In a crazy way, I think it's just the natural maturation. I think Io's facial injury helped. I think it put guys into a little bit of a different role. I think it solidified some things. I think over the last, it started way before that, but the confidence DeMonte's playing with, the confidence Jacob are playing with, I just think it's role identification, and we've become really good at that.
Okay, Gavin Good and Shannon Ryan on deck. Go ahead, Gavin.
Just one, Brad. It's clear that Io is so locked in and so focused, and you can tell in the way he answers questions. Do you think that mentality is contagious in the example that he sets for his teammates?
Absolutely. I think everything Io does is contagious. And, I think that he understands. I made a comment to him, late in the game, because we were slow getting to a huddle. The game was over. It was decided. And that, I barked at him. I said, it's your job to lead the other guys. Curbelo and that group have to learn. And his job never ends, but everything he does is pretty good representation of what we want to be.
Yeah, it seems like you guys really came out with a certain type of edge and determination today. I'm sure a lot of it's just that, it's March now, but I'm wondering just, is there something pent up from last year, just something to unleash all that potential you guys felt like you had last year and then not getting to experience it. And now here you are with the chance to experience it. Was something kind of some unpent up energy unleashed today?
I think maybe that's a part of it for the veterans. I think that we obviously were playing great last year, and that was devastating. But I also think on a much more current way to look at things. I mean, this team's got a mission. They've got goals, and I think that it's been talked about enough. You take a day off and you go home, and so I think there's a certain level of focus on all accounts to everything you just talked about.
Okay, we'll go to Rob, and then we'll go Joey, and then Anthony. Go ahead, Rob McCall.
Right, it looks like you shot slightly under 30% from three, and Rutgers about 18%. So want to get back to my depth perception question from the other day. And my other question is are there any other things about the stadium that were less than ideal? For example, Trent slipped and fell. Some other teams have had some slips. Was the floor slippery at all?
Yeah, I didn't notice anything, to be honest. I mean, sometimes those things happen. They may be a little sticker or something on the floor. I don't know what it was, but no, I think this is fantastic. And obviously it's held Final Fours here before, but you know, it's always a tad bit different shooting in a dome. There's no doubt. But I thought our guys adjusted really well, and we got off to a great start shooting the basketball.
Okay, Joey Wagner, you're up, and then Anthony. Go ahead, Joey.
Hey, Brad, Io wouldn't quite let us in on the secret as to why you guys are so locked in defensively, but is there something these guys are doing outside of Oven that's the kind of the key to all this, or what do you attribute some of this to?
I mean, they've lived together for, you know, it's 7, 8 months now, 9 months. I don't know what, go back to June. And I just think there's really good guys. And Joey, that sounds cliche, but they're good guys that enjoy each other's company, and you become close and you develop a brotherhood. And we talk about family, and we talk about playing with a smile on your face and playing for each other. And man, it's these guys have really bonded that way, and it's just truly a tribute to their character.
What kind of mentality is required of them to come out and string these games defensively together like this?
I hope one that their head coach has, tough, and we get after their butt in practice, and we work, and then it becomes habit, and you create a mindset that the game's easier than practice. And you know, we dial into scouting reports, and we're getting really dialed into scouting reports now. We weren't making those mistakes early, and or as we were making so many mistakes early, it was hard to tell what our principles were. But we're dialed into those things now, and that's fun to see.
Then if I could quickly, you're wearing a pin. Is there a significance to the pin on your shirt?
Yeah, it lets me in the gym.
Got it. Thank you.
Otherwise, I got to sit in the locker room here, and it's a big time locker room, by the way. The Colts locker room's fabulous, but if I don't have it, they told me I couldn't get in.
Interesting.
Yeah, the team and coaches have an entry pin for every session they play in, so that's what they have to wear to get in.
I've got a red badge as well that says I tested negative today.
All right, we'll finish up with Anthony Pascal. Go ahead, Anthony.
Hey, Coach, a lot has been made recently on social media about your post-game speeches and celebrations. What was the message to the guys after the game today? Was it more of a sense of celebration or kind of a job's not finished yet type of feel?
Job well done. Next. Real simple. That's why I'm in here so quick. That's why I was in here so quick. Got another job to do, and you in postseason play, you don't spend a lot of time dwelling on the past. You got to move forward and refocus. And you know, those regular season celebrations, we'll have some at different times in the postseason, but it's on to the next now.
Sounds good. Thanks, Coach.
Congratulations, Coach. We'll see you tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, everybody, that's a wrap.